Martin. So, hello.
Hello.
Um, Good evening, everybody. This is Amir Levy. With me is Martin Shervington, and he is from San Diego. He's a consulting, speaker, interviewer, with a little stand-up comedy throw-in, plus your love for business. Martin, I'm so excited to meet you, to be with you.
Good to see you. Yes.
Very good. Very good.
I'm actually British.
So,
you can tell from my accent, but I'm based in San Diego, right?
Oh yes, yeah, I know. Martin, I would like to start with some numbers. If you can throw us about your activities, audience, people in your company. So the people here in Israel in the social media community can understand who's the person who's talking to them.
Okay, so I run two communities on Google+, one of which is Plus Your Life, and the other one is Plus Your Business. There are 12,000 people in Plus Your Life, which is a personal development community, and around about 10,000 in Plus Your Business, which is on how to use Google+ for business. And my personal network on Google+ is about 400,000 people.
Okay, so I can obviously say that Martin is one of the biggest influence in the world in terms of Google Plus, and I don't think I say something which is not wrong, which is wrong. Sorry. So Martin will help us understand a little bit more about Google Plus and the advantage that it has upon other social media like Facebook and others. So I would like to start with Google Plus in terms of why do you think Google Plus for business is the place to be here? Because I have to say, in Israel, like 97% of media activity for business is in Facebook. Twitter is almost not exist, and you can see that the seeds of Google Plus is starting to emerge, and people starting to understand that it's good, but it's not there. So help us with that, please.
So I agree, and I think it's not just in one country, it's across the world. It's going to take a little time. But let's look at what Google Plus is. So Google Plus, there's two aspects, two ways of approaching it and looking at it. One of which is there is a social destination where people share content. And that's very much what people consider to be the platform. But there's also another aspect, which is why Google Plus is unusual and unique. And it's called a social layer. Now, the social layer has gone across Google's products and services. This is what they've done. They put a social layer across Google's products and services. So if you have a look at what this means, it's on a website, for instance, you find the +1 button, where people can click, and that will then be able to share content, which will actually end up on the social platform. If you look at Google Drive, then you'll start to be able, well, you can share content from Google Drive, which is their cloud storage. And if you look at YouTube, it's the social layers there as well. It's integrated, the comments are integrated with YouTube. And then let's jump to, well, you can look at Google Play, and you have Android, which is the mobile platform, and so on and so on. But let's look at the main one that most people will relate to, which is Google Search. So this social layer has enabled content that is on the, what is shared on Google Plus to emerge as content in search. And in one way, it's based around the network that you have. It's your personalized search results for a lot of search, for a lot of Googles around the world now. But there's also the other aspect that for general search results, what we're finding more and more is content that is engaged upon within the Google Plus environment is amplified and emerges as search results. And this is where most people get interested, because if you say to a business, what would you like? And people say, I want more relevant traffic, and the way to get that is from Google search. It's like, well, this is what you can do on Google Plus. But there's another part to this as well, Amir, is that Google Plus is an identity service. And what it does is it attaches the content you create, and you do content you create, for instance, on a website or any websites that you're writing for, to your Google Plus profile. And when that happens, very often your image, your picture, will appear in search if it's been correctly linked up. Now, what this does is, this is a process called authorship. It means that a person's face starts to become associated with that content. So this is a personal branding process. And the relationships that you have on Google Plus enable trust to be built and a reputation to form around that content and that person, that then when it appears to other people in Google search, that person becomes an authority on the subject matter. And this is really the process of trust, reputation, and authority that is being enabled by Google Plus.
Okay, and this is happens when you're starting to when you open a Google Plus page for yourself.
This
is for your business.
I'm talking for profile. So there's two different types of things. Let's say one of which is a profile, which is a person, and the other one is a page, which is either a brand or a company, or like a Google local, like a restaurant. They have a page, and both relate. But with Google authorship, it's for profiles.
Okay, very good. Let's switch to Google Plus, because from my point of view, most of the people which are interested in Google Plus are interested in Google Places, which is, yeah, if they have a pharmacy or a restaurant or clinic, and they want to know first, should you want to be there? Of course, the answer is yes, but you will help us with that. And if we are there, what are the 4 or 5 things that we should do in order to get good traffic?
Okay, so the most important thing is that they are on the map. That's the first thing, as a place with a physical location, or if somebody's like a plumber and they're within the vicinity, and they then can have a Google local page. So the first thing for people to do is to search for the name of their restaurant, name of their bar, name of their cafe, whatever it may be, in Google search, and they can claim that location if they are the person that's in charge of it. So that's the first thing. And if it's not there, then they can set one up, and they can just search for create a Google local page. Now, there is confusion, and this is one of the areas that it hasn't been easy around Google local and the relationship with places. And it relates back to Google Maps. But the easiest way is to search and then make sure you have a physical location. Now, the way to do that is to verify by postcard. That's actually the way. A postcard gets delivered to the physical location. You go back in, put the code in, and it says, yes, you received that, and that's the authenticity that we need to know that you are a place on the map, or deserves a place on the map. So once people do that, the next thing is, it's going to be very much around reviews. Now, reviews are a rating scale. It's a bit like we have Yelp in the US. But Google Local has reviews that are from individuals who have a Google Plus profile. This really gives a face to it. A person starts to put their name to a review, and that will help a restaurant start to build up a reputation with the algorithm that this is a good place to eat. And then you can look at, French food or whatever it may be, French cuisine. French cuisine is what they say. So that all helps. So that's one of the things, is then appropriately encouraging people leaving reviews when they've had a good customer experience. Now, in terms of other things, what you want to make sure is that the Google local page is linked to your website. And ideally, you have a follower badge on the website that allows your network to build. Because the more people that follow, or if and when you decide to post content like pictures of meals and things like this, if that then enters people's streams, in other words, you post it and other people see it, a bit like Facebook on a newsfeed. When that happens, they can engage upon it, and that gives a signal to the algorithm that that restaurant within a location has social activity that other people are starting to connect with.
Okay. Now, let's say there are two phases. Let's say first, I'm a social media person who would like to help restaurants, and I would like to go to the best place where I can learn how to utilize Google Plus capabilities. Where is, from your point of view, the place to go to?
I mean, what we've set up with plusyourbusiness.com is a community. So we have a community on Google Plus, and that's 10,000 people now. But we have a website, which is plusyourbusiness.com, that has a free resource center, which is called the Quick Starter Guide, as well as an academy to take people through the process of learning everything they'll need to know about Google Plus and having competencies. So that's, I mean, that's my one of my main things. But also, and this may be of interest to you and people listening, we have something called Neighborhoods, which we've just launched, and we're launching the first Neighborhoods, which are like a chamber of commerce for Google Plus, where people within an area can come together, and it's a free service, but we're bringing people together whereby they are curated into neighborhood pages. And so people can then get together in real life, whether it's a social media strategist or whether it's somebody who is running the restaurant, or it could be an IT person or a larger firm, and we're bringing those people together as network events. So that's something which is coming. So we're very, very active on where Google Plus is going to be over the next 3 years and supporting that path.
This is very interesting because this is in the US, of course. Do you have it in Europe or in Israel?
We're rolling it out across the world. Yep, we're rolling it out. So, we have the full one for Mountain View, which is where Google is. That's the first one that we're building. And then the vision is to have 10,000 of these over the next 3 years.
Okay, so if now my audience wants to go to see it, what should they type in Google so they can reach this community?
Well, if you go to plusyourbusiness.com, and then you'll see on the home page there's a tab that says Neighborhoods, and then people can request to either join or run a neighborhood from there.
Okay, great. So you listener, do it. I will of course put it in words so you can go to it quickly. Okay, so you said. You said about it, and I want to make sure that they understand. You said about the community, but if I want to have a course or something somewhere to learn about and do it quickly about Google Plus, so is there something in your website, other website that I can go to?
Yeah. I mean, we have a team of around about 20 people, and so pretty much the best people on the planet at Google Plus and Google Semantic Search and SEO and so on. We have really a very good team. So we have a free area for people if they don't want to get involved and don't want to pay for the fast track services. Then we have a free area which is called Quick Starter, and there's loads of resources there. And if people want to pay, then they can have one-to-one under the fast track, or they can join the academy where they become signed off as competent at a certain level. So we have all of that available on the site. Okay,
so if you go to the academy, then you have to pay for something like what? How do you pay for? How do you pay? What's the deal?
Yeah, we have different courses.
Sorry?
Level 1 is very often free for people. We usually do it for free or $1 just because we need that for registering through PayPal. If it's a company, it's $2.95. And then levels 2 and 3 are paid. But we're growing the team. So we have a very friendly culture. So we have something called a skills swap, where people can get in touch and they give time to the community, and we run an open book policy so that people know exactly where the money is. We have sort of the team is growing, so what we want to do is accommodate and build the best agency that we can for people delivering Google Plus content. And page management.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the big things is going to be page management.
Martin, let me stop you just for a minute. I want to share screen so I can show the audience about the website. As I understand, this website is for profit or not for profit?
It's for profit. It's my website. That's my business. But we run the community. There's a lot that we do for free, a tremendous amount. And as I say, the quick starter guide is all for free, so people can have that.
Oh. Okay. So if you can see the quick start here, do you see it, Martin?
I do.
Do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So quick start is here. You can just roll it and see here. I've seen some of the stuff, and it's very, very interesting. I learned from it. The Academy, I have to say I didn't yet, but hopefully I will do it. You can get in and look for it here. So let's go back to and so okay. So okay, great. I understand that you also do consulting. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So in terms of consulting, can you tell us a little bit of insight about who you consult? What's the main problem of the person you consult? Interesting story. It's always nice to know about this stuff and learn from this. So
yeah.
Yes.
So there's lots of different. Sometimes we are consulting individuals who are looking to build up their authority on a subject matter. So that's one of the things that we'll do is how do we guide them to create content that is compelling to a community that they build around them, and then that community starts to connect with it, starts to engage with it, and that then signals to Google search that they're an authority. So that's one area. Now, in a similar fashion, we do that with pages, but very often we look at how every post potentially can become a search result. So we often have a tactical plan as to how to run campaigns or how to do daily content that links back to the website, which brings people. Well, really, to start with, it's actually engagement within the platform. So people, +1, they comment, they share, and they feel part of a daily community. The next bit is that people may click a link that goes through to the website, and they have a look. The next thing is they may click a link, and they may purchase. And then you have another aspect, which is they may, by engaging, help to amplify that into Google search. So what we do is we have processes, we have systems that track all of the steps and stages that are taken by the page and the page manager in order to achieve the different results. So one of the things with social is people want sales. So how do you use your content in a way which allows people to feel that the trust is there, that they'll go to the website and purchase? And we've done that. And there's one great example called Helmet City, which has been used as a case study many times, and that's been a client for since last September. They began to become a client then, and they are just a good example. So and they sell helmets and they sell certain motorcycle gear. And then there's other companies that I've consulted for, companies that are turning over $35–40 million on their social strategy on Google Plus when they've already got a Twitter and Facebook strategy there. So one's simplybusiness.co.uk, which is a large insurance firm. And then there's other things that we do as well, which are project-based and case study-based. So Guy Kawasaki, and I approached a little while ago. He's a big name on Twitter and Facebook, and big on Google Plus as well, for those that don't know him. But he now works for Canva.com. So what I did is put together a campaign, which wasn't paid, because I valued the relationship with Guy, and he's been a great supporter of Plus Your Business and myself for 2 years now. And what I did is brought together a couple of hundred people to show the power of that website, which is a visual tools website. It's really, really cool. So
yeah, you're talking about Canva.
Yeah.
Okay, Canva is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, it's great. And so I'm delighted to promote it, but we do it as a campaign. So one of the things that we do is track that, how that spreads, how that information spreads across Google+, and into Twitter and so on. So we use a tool called Nodex, which is nod3x.com, and we do social network analysis. So this is the other thing, is if you go to plusyourbusiness.com, you'll find a lot of case studies. And not only do I show people the results, but I show people how I've done that. And that's one of the openness and the transparency factors within the Plus Your Business community, is in order to have people's trust, I need to show what we do. So this is where we're moving. It's great, and we're bringing a lot of the community members with us that want to be involved and move through the academy, have their own neighborhoods, build that up. It's real life connections, get the results for brand pages, build communities around those brands. And we believe that over the next 3 years, Google Plus will start to thrive in many, many countries, and we're a part of making that happen. Every conversation, every person that talks about Google Plus is supporting that to happen.
Of course. Okay. I have many questions. We have to do it. Many questions for you. I know you are a big place where there is a lot of information in your head, and I like to get it and help our audience in Israel about it. So let's start with compelling content. That this is a social media without any connection to Google Plus, but you tell us something about how to make a compelling content.
Okay, so I'll give you an example, and I can separate. This is my website stuff. So for a lot of people, and it may be different in Israel, but if you search for what is Google, for a lot of people, I'm coming up the #1 spot for that.
Wow.
And if you, maybe it's in the first page, but for a lot of people, it's coming up #1. So one of the stories is how did that happen? And it's about content, and it's about one single blog post, which has had over 130,000 unique visitors now since I put it out last year. So how did that happen? I used videos, a video series, I used text, I used images, and I created the best answer, the best solution for people putting in, as it happens, what is Google Plus. But Google Plus...
Martin, let me stop you. You are the second after Google support. It's amazing.
Wow,
amazing.
There you go. Everywhere else is #1. That's not too bad. So the idea. So why did that happen? It's because the content, and it's what is Google Plus is seen. Google Plus and Google is the same thing. Google Plus is the next generation of Google. So that got indexed and got equated to be the same. Now the reason that happened was because it delivered the best answer. It got the most engagement. It was all set up on the site that everything, the URL, the meta tags, the meta description, was going for that position in search. And it happens it was what is Google Plus. It happened that what is Google just ended up being the same. So
Martin, sorry, I have to stop you because this is the essence of the Hangouts. It's you talking, and while you're talking, there is a visualization of the information that you're getting. So I'll have to stop you from it and let me show the audience about this because this is critical. Okay, so you can see here. This is Martin blog. Am I correct? Blog.
So that's my blog. That isn't the business site. That's the blog that I started with. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great. And you see, and you can see that of course there is Martin face, which is very important, and the name and everything he does. And then on the left, you can see that you can share it, which is super important. This is the way Martin helps you share it easily. Of course, a picture, and then the introduction, and after that, Martin, would you like to say something about what we're seeing now?
Yeah, I mean, what I've done is almost create like a mini book for people. That's a way to look at it, is to have such rich content on the
Okay,
page
okay,
that,
great,
that people would have been willing
great.
to pay. And this is the thing, is that the courses that people sell courses, I gave away everything that people needed to get going on Google Plus. So, I mean, if you all of the links there are to articles for people who want to delve deeper. They're onto articles that are about the psychology of Google Plus and so on. But the videos are an introduction to Google Plus, and then about posts and photos and events, and then communities and circles, which is ways of grouping people together, and then an exploring of Google Plus, and then about Google Hangouts. And each video, actually, I've changed the videos a couple of times now because things change and I've had to recreate them. But this blog post, and this guy shared it there, and we can see the ripples and so on. But what this does is gives you a resource, and that's a way to think about content, is if you create the best content that people would pay for, but they don't have to, and you explain everything in every detail, then that is satisfying to people. That's what they really want. So this is what I've done with this, and I've used the same principle on the plusyourbusiness.com site for lots of different URLs, and I've built up. So that website has 35,000 unique visitors a month looking for Google Plus stuff.
Okay, and so okay. Did you see, Martin? Did you while you were talking? Did you see my? Did you see the website while you were talking?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so guys, everybody, you've seen here a critical, a wonderful information, that's something that works. So bear in mind, do you want look it again? This is gold. You're seeing here gold. Okay. Okay. Keep on. Thank you.
So yeah, and I've done the same thing. So that has 35,000 uniques a month, and my plusyourbusiness.com site has about 15,000, between 12 and 20,000, depends on how much blogging. But a lot of it comes from search, and that's what we set out to do. Is we want the longevity of content. We don't just want to create something and it disappear, or create something and share it onto Twitter and then nobody pick it up. If you create quality content, people return to it time and time again.
Great. Okay. So, of course, compelling content. This is it. Okay. And then let's talk about growing your own audience. It's, of course, it will be with great content. But do you have anything else to say about it? How to grow your audience?
Yeah. On Google Plus, there is a culture of mutual support and reciprocation. That's generally the thing. And if people help each other, then what you'll find is that everyone benefits more. And it's a very different view to a lot of places. And it's not tit for tat reciprocation. It's that over every +1, every comment, every share, you start to form relationships. Every hangout you have, Amir, when you jump in a hangout, you build the relationship. And it means that it's not as cold as a text-based conversation, an email, things like that. Events. So one of the things to mention is what we use now, which is the Hangout on Air. And this can be turned into a podcast without the video, but for the Hangout on Air in its own right, you can have it as an event. People can watch, and it be a live event, and you can have conversations and bring those comments in. And you can build a community of people around you. They can relate to you, they can trust you, they can see you, they can know you, they can like you. You can do all of those things using this technology. Now, one of the things is it's often a bit of a leap for companies, but this is going to be a change. Companies are going to be able to act much more like people in the future. And this is a way of doing it, is you put a face, and you have the people who are working in the company that are able then to connect, as opposed to it being a heartless, soulless, faceless brand. At the one end, it's like, we'd love to know the manager of the restaurant, and we'd love to know the person who is serving us. We want to connect with them. So this technology enables us to have personality added to content, to comments, to created log content, whether it be the videos or because we can add authorship in. A person can author it. So all of this helps to build trust. And as we said from the start, trust then leads to reputation. People start talking about that because they like it. And that then leads to authority. Yeah.
Okay, great. Two things I have to ask you. First, people are building their own pages, and then they have a problem. Nobody comes in. Thursday, it's like building your own home page and put it in the desert. So your thought about it?
So let's say you're building your own house and you put it in the desert. What's the first thing you've got to do? You've got to go and meet the neighbors. Yeah, if you want to connect with other people and they don't know you're there, you've got to go.
But you can't reach them. This is the issue.
Yeah. So this is the starting point. Is you go and engage with other people. You add in circles. You go and join communities. You go out and be friendly. You don't try and push what you're selling. You just go and connect with them. Become curious and interested in what other people are doing. When you do that, then people will start to go, "Hey, what are you doing? Oh, that's interesting," and they'll start to add you into circles. And when they start to add you into circles, they'll see your content in their stream. And then they'll start to engage on that as well. And the first month, I say, and this is a long road. You know, Google Plus isn't going anywhere. This is going to take time. But if the first month you just go out and engage with other people, start understanding this is a new environment, a new territory, then those people are going to start to come back to your place that's no longer going to be in the desert. It's going to start to grow in greenery and shrubs. And it's going to start to become an oasis where people will visit because they'll relate to you, they connect with you, they know you're there for the duration. So that's the main thing. If you want engagement, go out and engage first.
Of course, but you can engage. Let's say I'm Amir. I can engage with everybody, but my whole page cannot engage. It cannot engage. It can only engage after a person engage with me. So
no. You can engage with anybody. Yep. Since last year.
As a page.
A page has the ability to do the same as a profile. With that, yep.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's talk
you're
about.
Right. Yeah, it was a very good. A while ago, and it may have been as much as a year ago, there was a restriction on pages, but that got lifted. So it's a lot easier now. It's a good time to start.
Great. Okay, so let's move on to this thing in Google called Circle. Okay, I just give you an example now. People are coming. I see it in my smartphone. They come to my they said Julia wants to be your friend, and then I go. I see her. If her title is good, and I look and she see that she posts something good, and then I decide where to put her in my circles, and that's it. I have about 5 seconds to decide which circles is going to be, and this is for me. I didn't find out what to do with it. So maybe you can help us with that. There are a lot of people interested in this issue.
I mean, we do a lot of this within Plus Your Business because there's approaches, and I have products that I sell around Circle courses. So the short version is that you need to add in circles of people. If you want to grow your network, you add in circles of people to whom you want to connect. So to start with, you search in the Google Plus bar at the top. You search for instance, the name of a town and the circle, or a particular area. So if somebody's into brain surgery or neuroscience, you search for that and circle, and it's likely that people have curated many different types of circles. So that's good. Also, if you go to circlecount.com, it's a wonderful site if you're looking to grow your network, and you can find out more there, and you'll find lots of circles there too. So once you've done circlecount.com.
Okay. Yeah. Continue.
And so that's a great site. So what you'll then do is that once you've added those people in, that their content will appear in your stream. You can then go and +1 comment share those people's content, and Also joining communities. If you're interested in business, we have a community which is Google Plus for Business, which is called Plus Your Business, and there are over 150,000 communities that are active on Google Plus. I mean, and they're growing all of the time. So you can go, if you're into Star Wars, you search for Star Wars communities, and there's going to be hundreds of thousands of members. And you search for people who are into organic vegetables, and you'll go and you'll be able to find people to have conversations, and to which you're going to relate. So this is the thing. It's a bit like, you're in that desert, it's starting to become an oasis, you're building. What you want to do is go and have conversations with the people that you want to be visiting you. And there's no point going to talk to the people that are not, if you're not into IT at all, then don't go and find those communities, and don't go and find those circles. It really is down to you to control the experience that you have on Google+. Okay, great. And now let's move to this thing. Okay, I'll say it in another way. You give beautiful content, okay, compelling content, and then there is a lot of information there, and then you tell them, okay, you love my stuff, now come pay me money for the other things. How do you know where to draw the line? I decided to give away so much that people were shocked, and it's taken 2 years, apart from one-to-one services and consultancy. But in order to put in place what we've put in place, I decided to give away so much because it allows people to trust the approach that we have and to build the relationships. So the answer is it really does depend on what you're trying to achieve. Google Plus is new, and so we wanted to do something which is very much team-based and build a very substantial agency and community. Now, for some people, that approach won't work. And so giving away, they may just go, that isn't what I want to do. But they're going to have to try it out. But I can tell you, if people don't give and they want something in return, then that doesn't really develop the right attitude. It doesn't give the right impression. So the first thing that you can give is engagement. If you give people attention, you plus one comment and share their content because you relate to it and it's appropriate to share, then that's a good thing, because you're saying that you want your network as a profile or a page to look like their network, the person whose content you're sharing. So that's giving straight away. But then once you've started to build your audience around, you give what is appropriate to build the trust and reputation that you know what you're talking about. If you try and sell too soon, it will fail. You just simply won't have it. You won't have sales. So, you either do it this way, and then you've given yourself the ability to sell something to the community, probably with your evangelists that you've built as well, which is one thing that we do very much. We have about 100, 150 evangelists who love what we do and spread the word. They don't have to pay for things. Or certainly they get some free content, a lot more free content than other people, because the value in the relationship of them being part and parcel of Plus Your Business is so much greater. So, that's like having a team of salespeople that are doing the work for you that you don't pay because you appreciate them so much for what they do. Great, amazing. So this is I think a good example of how to grow a big community surrounding you, and eventually do some money out of it. For those of you guys interested in that, guys, how do you say, guys and girls? Very good. So, can you give us example of one-on-one? I've asked about it, and I didn't get any. I want to know just a little bit more about it. One-on-one consulting example, things that actually people ask, and you give them the right answer, so they got bigger in their business, had money. Yeah, I've been working with a consultancy that does search engine optimization and does social media work for companies, and the turnover is probably about $2 million, based in the UK. And one of the things that I've done is support them to understand how to become part of the Google Plus community, because there is a community, and that's very much the understanding of when to act as your profile and page. And this is one of the first things that comes up, and we talked about that. It's easier to grow your profile than it is to grow the page. But once you've started to grow your profile and grow your network around your profile, then going to the page and transferring that trust across is a big thing. So that's one of the things that we worked with. The next thing, and I've done this for several clients, is how do you get the attention of influencers within your niche? And very often, and this is the consistent approach, you make it about them. You make it about them. You know, you create content that makes them important, as opposed to trying to make yourself important. But by doing that, I mean, I shared one post this morning that came from somebody who I've worked with as a client, Strategic Internet Marketing, and they got an additional 20, 25 shares on that because I shared it. And it's because they featured me and they had a picture of me and about 15 other people, but they made it about the community. They made it about other people. That's the key thing.
Great.
So, I mean, this is what we often work with. And I did the same thing with a one-to-one client who is a cosmetic dentist. And we created a Smiles campaign. And we brought about 50 people together into icons, into images that had great smiles in their profile pictures. We featured them, and that got shared, and really, you know, people with millions of followers are saying thank you and sharing the content, and that really helped them feel part of it and start to connect with more people. Because a lot of it is getting your name known, getting your brand known, reaching the connections, and for them then to add you into circles, and when you get added in, your content is much more likely to appear in their stream.
Okay, so great. If you have any something interesting to tell us that you learned in the past few months in the year, I have something for us. How would you think social media and Google Plus within it are going to be, let's say, in about 1 year from now? And of course, you're going to say that Google will be going to be great, but give us some things that we can feel it.
I think that over the next 3 years, and I think it will just build over the next year, we're going to see more and more people that start to understand Google+. I think people are increasingly frustrated with the lack of control they have on Facebook, particularly with the content that doesn't appear in people's streams, even though that they've effectively built their network. So I think that there's frustrations there. I think that the opportunity with Google Plus is that you can reach the people that you wouldn't be able to reach through Facebook and Twitter in particular. It's still available. It's getting busier and busier, but you can still connect. I also think that the strategies that we have for search engine optimization, and like I mentioned earlier with the neighborhoods, with real connections and real world links, I think this is going to become stronger, and I think that it's going to become more integrated, and the processes that we're using are going to get better for business. So I think that people are going to, bit by bit, realize that Google Plus is an ecosystem. You know, it's not just about the social aspect. That's one part. You know, there's all of the other products like Google Hangouts for video conferencing, as well as linking it to YouTube for people's content creation and having their own channel. And then Google Drive for cloud storage and collaboration. I love Google Drive. It's an amazing tool. And then you look at how that links to Google Maps and the reviews, and then you go Google Local into Google Search, and then you go, okay, the plus buttons on the websites and all the authority, and then you see it as this whole ecosystem. And when you do that, you go, Google Plus is Google. And that's what I think is going to happen, is the world, bit by bit, is going to understand that it will just topple. It's going to go like dominoes. But it's going to take time, and there's no hurry for it. It's just the people who get involved now are going to have an advantage to later.
Great. What about Google strategy versus Facebook strategy? Or maybe just Google strategy?
I think it depends on what works. I mean, I love Google AdWords. I've used AdWords for best part of 12 years. So in terms of seeing the entire ecosystem, if it works, you keep doing it. You do more. You look at, how much are you willing to pay for a customer to walk through your door? And if you know the cost of acquisition that you're willing to pay, you can then go, okay, well, what is going to deliver that? And if Facebook is working, Facebook ads is working, and the organic with having built up likes and that content going into newsfeed, wonderful. Keep doing it. But it's when things stop working that we have to look elsewhere. And I think that one of the issues is when the ground moves beneath us, and when we've invested in something that no longer works, but we feel that we've stuck with it. And that's where Google Plus really comes in. Is that there are ways of making this work beyond the platform, because unlike Facebook, Google Plus relates to Google search. So, the social signals, people plus one, comment and sharing within the platform, tell search that this is important and will surface it outside in the future. So that's one of the key things. This is why, if people can check it out, search is seriously influenced by activity on Google Plus. So they're different. They're apples and oranges to compare in a way. But I'm not anti-Facebook. I just don't know Facebook in the way that I know Google Plus now.
Okay, great. I think it's very interesting information that you gave now. I would like to go now to a little bit of association game. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, let's do it, Amir.
Okay, so Guy Kawasaki.
Canva.
Great. Google Places.
Google Local.
LinkedIn.
Networking.
London.
Big Ben.
And Google Plus.
Awesome. There you go.
Okay, that's it. That's it. I think we can summarize that we got a lot of information here, a lot of value for Israeli social media customers, and I hope going to interview again in the near future. Do you want to say something? Do you want to give us the last tip? Things that we didn't talk about, something like this? So
no, I think you've covered a lot of me. I think it's great. As I said, come and join the community if you're interested in Google Plus for Business. And if hopefully you'll feel inspired just to check it out if you haven't got started. But it's going to happen. If you've got any doubts and you're waiting to see, Google Plus is Google. It's Google. It's the new Google. It's the next generation Google. So if you ignore this, Larry Page has said, you ignore Google Plus, you start ignoring search. So, or it's going to ignore you. So it's just going to ignore you. So I think that, hopefully people will start to see how the ecosystem basically fits together and their role within it. But just get started. Give it a go. It really is. It's an incredible experience. And together we're all building a global community. And it feels very special.
Yeah. Surely. I remember now something, although we are in Finnish, I wanted to say something that's important. I see, in my case and in some others, they put their places in Google Plus and then they have to wait to see their places in the map, and it's not showing. They have to pay. They have to wait for months, and you have nothing to talk to about it. Is it in the U.S. the same in Israel? Do you feel it? Do you have it? Or what do you have to say about it?
I don't know on that one. I'd say if there's any issues, then probably go to the product forum. If you search for Google Places product forum, that will be the best location for that. Yeah.
Great. Again, thank you so much, Martin, for this beautiful conversation. you have so much to give and such a lot of information. Again, go to plusyourbusiness.com. I know there is a lot of information there. People pay a lot of money outside to get this information, and there is for free. It's not just that I talked to Martin about it because I know he has things to give and he give it for free. Thank you so much from Israel. My name is Amir Levy, and thank you.
Very welcome. Good to chat, Amir. Thanks for
Okay.
listening.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.